Greetings, everyone. Hope all of you are having an absolutely fantastic day. We're back again with more Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. Let's go ahead and get into it. I did go ahead and finish that fight against the demon fortification, so we have this now. And let's go ahead and go in and build it up a little bit. Oh, how much money do I have? Well, I definitely want barracks. Definitely want an archery range. I don't care about stables. Technically, I don't really care about watchtower either, so I'll go with supply center instead. And we'll leave it at that. Oh, and I have the opportunity to level up. Oh, yes. Fireball. Okay. That means our ability to deal with battles has changed significantly. And let's go ahead and mop this up. You know what? I think I'm going to turn off the automatic thing, because actually after playing through this with that setting, hold on, let's demonstrate the awesomeness of Fireball real quick. Oh, so much better. Give you a little bit more just for reckoning. Yeah. Oh, pathetic. Come on now. There we go. And we're not going to bother using the magic. It's not necessary. Sure, he's exactly who I want you to attack. You move here. Oh, hey, look at you. Look at you putting some work in. Crusaders attacked the demons at a propitious moment when they were trying to sink a stash of cold iron ingots in the nearest sand swamp. That hoard of metal would have been deadly to the beasts of the abyss and safely ended up in Andevian warriors' care instead. Awesome. We will run the tactical combats automatically off, because after the second act, the game just doesn't do it right. It just always says you're going to lose a ton of people, even though you drastically outnumber the competition. So it's just annoying. Just annoying. All right. Looks like all the vulnerable ones are up here, so we'll start heading that way. And now, I can't remember. Did I actually go into the Molten Army? I'm sorry, for me, it's been about a week since I played on this playthrough. So I'm trying to remember here. Hold on. Dragon's Fade. Explore the... Okay, I've not been in here yet, so let's do it. Let's do it. What is going on with Nanio? Why is Nanio growing red like that? Oh, is that the false grace? Why doesn't everybody else have false grace? What's going on? It's time to act. And... oh yeah, this hotbar needs some serious work. Okay, we'll deal with that later. I'm gone. Boop, 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 boop. Why? Oh, because that ain't the right way. Alright, magic arm is still on. Their stuff is still on. Cool. And we got a couple of things of haste. That's all we need. This one isn't bad. Come on, give me that scene. There we go. Feathered beast, I'll choke all of you. Get your talons off of me. Rockle, Kanaya, Ravak, and an assortment of other things. Thomas, what have they done to you? You monsters, beast. Now get the second one over here. All right. I'm always open to ideas. Boom. Close ranks. What is he doing? Exsanguinate? Sure, why not? Excellent. What is going on with you? Excellent, excellent, excellent.
There's beauty hidden in the darkest of places.
I agree.
Too bad no one can see it there.
And one more just for good measure. I was about to say, I don't have a pet. Who's that? My minion.
We do it my way.
All right. A large Vrock looks at you, craning her disgusting bald neck. Her piercing screech sounds menacing. Why are you here? Do you want to become demons too? Vrocks will transform you right away. Who are you? The Vrock sticks her chest out and spreads her massive black wings. Vorimeraak, wise Vrock, magical Vrock, snatch of pathetic humans, maker of demons. Other Vrocks said Vorimeraak was dumb. Leave, chickenhead, they said. And Vorimeraak became the favorite student of wise Xanthir the Plagued One, and is now making demons out of humans. Who is dumb now? Drops of saliva fly out of the animal's beak, carrying the stench of death. What are you doing here? Unblinking bird eyes stare at you. Vorimeraak is making an army. She sends her flock to get humans, silly crusaders, at night. The ones she steals, she transforms, makes good demons with sharp teeth, who will kill you. The Vrock bursts into shameless, screeching laughter as she looks at her deformed prisoners. Why Xanthir the Plagued One told her to fly here and gather an army, harm humans. He doesn't have time to do it himself. He is busy reading and thinking. He said he would give the Vrock horrific power, like the strongest demons here. Why Xanthir the Plagued One knows the secret, how to pour more power into demons. When he rewards the Vrock, she will tear off the heads of everyone who banished Vorimeraak. And with the others, she will hunt you from the skies, pathetic humans. Let me get this straight. You served a wise mage, but he sent you somewhere far away, here, with a very important task. I can't imagine what possessed him to do that. Who could refuse such a passionate and quick-witted helper? I'm sure he's lost without you. The Vrock laughs triumphantly. Stupid mortal. Why Xanthir the Plagued One would never get lost. He is too clever. Where did you learn how to turn humans into demons? The Vrock shows you her wrinkled red fist. A piece of paper is clenched within it, smeared with soot and blood. Old knowledge. The wise Vrock read it and did it. Making demons out of humans? Oh, how fascinating! I've never heard of such a transmutation before. A sheet of paper and a pencil appear in Nenio's hands. My dear colleague, please share your valuable experience with me. How do you do it? Even a broad outline would be most welcome. The Vrock? The Vrock walks around, flapping her wings, snapping her beak, chitter-chattering the strange words, and all the while the little humans' bones wriggle out of their skins, their eyes pop out of their sockets, the tongues flap out of their mouths, all blue, just as is written. That's what happens. Nenio frowns, looking unconvinced. Allow me to challenge your account, Madame Vrock, and engage in a scholarly debate with you. It is extremely unlikely that in any reputable scientific work you would find the words chitter-chatter. An indignant screech bursts from the demon. The Vrock is wise. The Vrock could not read the scratches, but Xanthir the Plagued One ordered the Vrock to get the silver-tongued elf who knows ancient words, and he translated everything. He was screaming in pain while Xanthir was eating him. Bluff and intimidate is to try to get the paper from it without killing it. We're not going to do that. Attack. Time to finish you. The demon snaps her beak greedily. The Vrock will make an army, and wise Xanthir the Plagued One will give her power in return. Huge power. He taught the Vrocks to make rifts and said he will give even more power, and Vrocks will transform you as well. You'll be a good demon, an angry demon, a toothy one.
We won't fall here. I swear it.
We still got speed. Yeah, sure, we'll take a round of that. What are you doing? Oh, you're doing nothing. It's probably part of the problem. Here we go. And sure. Excellent. That's 147, sure. You are lacking. Excellent. Ooh, look at that. The rich get richer. The girl raises her eyes to you. She is deathly pale, either from exhaustion or terror. You don't know. Knight Commander, it's you. How did you wind up here? I got lost. I lost my way when I ran. I walked and walked with no food. And then the rocks came and the girl shudders and peers around with haunted eyes. Did they perform the ritual on you? The one they did on the 2 captured Crusaders? Not before. You got here, but they said I'd be next, and I couldn't do anything. I just had to watch and wait. So what am I supposed to do with you now? The girl gathers her remaining scraps of strength and takes a deep breath. I know you're angry with me because I ran. I left you in the middle of a fight against the demons. I deserted my duty. But it was my first real battle against actual demons. You abandoned your fellow soldiers and your unit. Your actions possibly cost someone their life. Unless your excuses can somehow resurrect those who died due to your cowardice, there will be a trial, and it may result in a death sentence. Isn't hanging a little harsh? Sure, she messed up, but the first battle is always the worst. So you ran away from your first battle? Lad frowns. I didn't run. We were taught to never abandon each other, but I came close to running, very close. Lawful, open the cage. You are saved, but you're going to prison for desertion. Not daring to argue, the girl meekly nods. The Crusader in front of you looks terrible. His skin is charred and cracked, oozing blood. Horrible claws are growing from under his nails, tearing them from the fingers, and barely controlled madness is flickering in his eyes. The wheezing coming from the knight's bloody throat is like the growl of an animal. Help, in the name of all the gods. Who are you? Gathering all his strength, the knight gives a short, clipped reply, reporting as he's been trained to do. Crusaders, abducted during an exploratory mission. I am Wollard, and this is Thomas. The knight nods at his friend. The latter cannot speak. His pointed teeth are growing without stopping, and they have splintered through his lower jaw, sealing his mouth shut. He is moaning something furiously, his bloodshot eyes rolling wildly. Do you know anything about the girl in the other cage? No. They brought her in after. She could barely stand. She was weak from exhaustion. Looked like she hadn't eaten in days. The Vrox tossed her in that cell and haven't touched her since. She hasn't talked to us either. How did you get here? The flame of fury is raging in the Crusader's eyes. We were exploring the gorge on Anevia's orders and we ran into them. Vrox attacked us, beat us up, and dragged here. We thought they wanted to eat us. Oh, gods. It would be better if they had. If I recall correctly, and I do, scouts are given orders not to let themselves be taken prisoner. I see you chose to ignore those orders. Well, now you understand why they were necessary. Evil, you should have fought better, coward. Then you wouldn't have been taken prisoner. The knight responds with an angry roar, his eye filling with blood from a broken vessel. Do not provoke, Commander. Taking a deep breath, the knight continues, more distinctly this time. We fought well, but there were too many of them. What did they do to you? We were put through some horrifying ritual. Maybe that's how Areelu tormented her test subjects. The pain is unbearable, Commander. Like being dipped in boiling water and then dragged over a grater. I saw the abyss. It lunged at me like a wild beast, pouring its vile poison into me and into my bones, turning them into molten metal. The Vrock said that I would be their soldier. Thomas and I are far from the first ones they've done this to. I think they make a kind of tunnel through to their cruel world, and the filth gushes in from there. They pump it into us and make us fight for their side. It pains me to think about it, but a few times I thought that the demons I killed looked like some of my friends, people I thought had died. Now I know what happened to them. To have first-hand knowledge of the subtle influence of the abyss's emanations, to have endured such a fundamental transformation, and to retain your sanity, I am truly delighted for you. I even envy you a little. If only I could have the chance to participate in such a groundbreaking experiment. What shall we do with you now? Help us or kill us, but don't abandon us like this. This pain is unbearable. It's taken over my mind. I'm afraid I will kill someone. Maybe the clerics can cure us? Lan stares into Willard's eyes and then sighs solemnly. They've got the Crimson Rage, a demonic pestilence that clouds the mind with unbridled fury. Mongrel infants are sometimes born with this affliction. There's no cure for it, but we do know ways to fight this scourge, to control it. Maybe my kinfolk could help you. Our troubles have a common source. Sosale speaks with unexpected fervor. We must help them. If we truly believe that we can prevail against the werewolf's influence on Golarion, that means we must also eradicate it from the bodies of these unfortunates. We have no right to consign these people to a terrible fate, saying there's nothing to be done. They are doomed. Every person can be saved. Every person deserves a chance at salvation. What is there to discuss? They have been mutilated. They are in pain. Killing them would be a mercy. If you're not willing to do it, I'll do it myself. You're talking after your old dad. If a person was born below you, their life isn't worth a thing. You sentence these commoners to death like you're discussing putting down traps for mice. I bet that if it was your blue blood friends in their place, you'd be saying their noble blood was too precious to spill for no good reason. Are you speaking to me? Firstly, our manor has never had a mouse infestation. And secondly, I don't have any so-called blue blood friends. I think you're simply projecting your own anxieties onto me. You are agonizingly aware of the social gulf between us, which you know you'll never be able to overcome. Why not try to dwell on it a little less and concentrate on the qualities that you do possess? You know, I always send them to the mongrels. I have no idea what happens if you send them to the clerics. So let's try that. Go to my camp. If the clerics don't cure you, they will at least take care of you. A bloody tear runs down the knight's cheek. His hoarse voice is trembling. Thank you for not turning your back on us, for not abandoning us. With your permission, Thomas and I will search the vicinity. Now that the Vrocks have been ousted, we need to gather their poor victims. They need help too. The Lich still sees the Crusade as an extension of his power, so he has no interest in just randomly assaulting its soldiers. We do, at some point, want to go ahead and close the wound. At least for right now, we do.
Search for the beauty with your heart, not your eyes.
You look like you could use some help. All right, and you're at level 10. What do I get at level 10? Let's see. Ooh, I get a What did I get? Select a spell and bolster spell. Interesting. Right, because I don't need penetration. I got improved initiative. What else might I want? Spell specialization doesn't count for Lich spells, right? Exactly, so we'll leave that alone. I might want Quicken. I'm definitely going to want Extend. I guess we'll go with Extend, because that's one I definitely want. What do we have here? True Seeing Communal. It's definitely something I want. We can grab, yeah, you know what, no, we'll go True Seeing Communal, because whatever's Lich related at level 7, that's probably what I'm going to use. We'll get Ice Body. There we go. I think Feast of Blood is what I like there. Let's also continue with these. What hexes do you already have? You've got Battle Ward, Ice Plant, and Battle Master. Definitely want Evil Eye. Yeah, we'll take Evil Eye. You. I'm gonna go with Armature for now, because really Hell Knight doesn't help you. Even though I'm gonna stick with Hell Knight because it just makes sense for his for him from a role-playing standpoint, but from an actual mechanic standpoint, Armature helps him more. We got improved critical, and we do not have critical focus yet, but actually we'll go ahead and get improved to weapon fighting. And then you, what's going on with you? Okay, looks like I've been doing this properly so far. We got Snapshot, cool. There we go, and it's time for Rapid Shot, because then, even though we don't use this, the next one is improved Snapshot. That works.
I'm all ears.
Take that off. Do not keep that on. Excellent. What you got going on? And spells. People kept telling me that I'm underestimating Shadow Evocation. I just don't believe it. But you know what? We're going to check this out. We will check it out. And so sail. And then finally, oh no, I don't do anything with you. Excellent. Now, spellbook. What's the deal? Oh, right. So, and this is enemies only. Excellent. Oh, it is so annoying that I can't actually use this slot. That is, it's beyond irritating, y'all. It's really, really irritating. All right. Okay, favorite school slots. Yeah, none of these are gonna work, right? Of course. Dog it. All right, you, what's the deal? This is still your best one? Yeah. You don't get anything, you don't get anything, you. Sure. Yeah, that's fine with me. That's fine, okay. So sail. Sure. Is this, oh, this is where Death Ward is. Sooner or later I'm gonna have to start using Death Ward, so might as well put a couple of slots there. All right, we're good. Excellent. Let's move on. So now we'll head back, probably do some Crusade management. And then it's time for dragon hunting. Seriously? Come on, y'all. I'm gonna need you to increase that sneak. Surrounded by 3 of them. I'm not taking a chance on this. Yep. I can already see the nonsense. Wow, there's 4 of these jerk-offs. The nonsense is already going down. That's good enough. All right. Who's close? Who wants to get smacked first? We'll deal with... Actually, we'll deal with you. Let's see if we can get you up.
It is not an option.
All right. There we go. I don't know what the delayed reaction was for. That was weird, but plenty of damage. I'll take it. All right. And so he's going 38. Yeah, we're gonna need to power some of these things. Gonna have to use. Hey, why don't you have this enabled? Gonna have to use more of my wands. Really? He doesn't have point blank master? Come on, man. How is he supposed to be competent as an archer without this? Where'd it go? Oh no, are you kidding me? Oh, I was about to say. You're still confused, right? Yeah, you're still confused. There we go. Unconfused. Oh, great. Ah, this is just wonderful. All right. These 2 probably have. Yeah, that wasn't gonna work. Okay, close, but it needed a crazy high roll to come close. So interesting.
Kneel before me.
Excellent. Keep going. Keep going. God dug
This
it.
one's
Nope,
mine.
it takes a step. Oh well. Oh hey. You're not quite dead yet, but you'll be dead if you try to stand up right now. So, and Camellia also not ready to be a part of the party. Well, at least you're doing decent damage. I'll take that for now.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Excellent. Excellent. Yep. All right. Now, you wanna be a part of the party? Yeah, Camellia's built for the drama. All right. Yeah, I guess so. There we go. Decent. Nope.
Press the attack.
Miss.
Oh, could this happen?
Yeah, that. I should have known. I did know. In fact, I just didn't want to accept it. It's okay.
I'll cut you wide open.
You are inferior.
Yeah. You are inferior. Oh my God, this guy. Land, finish this.
You won't survive me.
I'm like, I don't care how many times you gotta shoot, but get this done right here, right now.
Follow if you dare. We should move.
My will is resolute.
Actually, now that I think about it. And it doesn't impact anybody else. Boom, boom. What's this? Lesser extend. That's not all that useful right now. All right. That was annoying. I definitely prefer going to turn-based mode when they get the jump on you like that, because they love making sure that their people attack your weakest units first. Boom. Oh, you're coming from over there. Well, it's gonna take you a while to get over where you're trying to go, so I'm not gonna worry about it right now. Travel there. Okay. Who's here? I don't remember. Whoa. Oh, really? Interesting. Oh, right. Because I'm going straight up defense anyway. All right. So yeah, I don't need any of those guys. Now let's see. If I go this direction. Excellent. Boom, 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 boom. Ooh. Wow. Let's put a stop to all this, shall we? Thank you very much. Yep. Bam. Warriors have discovered what attracted such a horde of monsters. An impressive amulet laboratory belonging to some insane alchemist. The laboratory has been mercilessly plundered, and the jars of elixirs and ingredients bore sinister holes through which the hideous creatures had consumed their contents like some exquisite nectar. Luckily, some of the alchemist's inventory survived and now belongs to the Crusaders. And how's this go? We're gonna go here. And that's all we got for now. And what's this? Alright, that's the rank up. We have another rank up, but no ability to take it right now. What's this? The parade, Fate of Soul Shear. Let's go with Fate of Soul Shear. And all right, I've got an undead advisor waiting on me. Okay. We're not worried about it. We're already here at home. We'll rest when we get in. Commander, Anevia greets you with a slight nod. I've got some information that might be of personal interest to you. It's up to you what you want to do with it. Personal interest, what do you mean? I mean that we're not talking about a military or political matter here, but rather a matter of the heart. Tell me. Soldiers have been gathering in the graveyard to play cards. We usually turn a blind eye to such things. Though it's against regulations, we let them enjoy themselves as long as they don't cause too much trouble. And that's usually the case. But recently, my people have noticed Sosale among them, and the gambling seems to be having an unhealthy effect on them. As you know, I usually keep my nose out of other people's private affairs. With all these spies and cultists, I have too much on my plate as it is. But I know you're close to him, so maybe you should do something about it. This isn't an official report, just a tip-off from a friend. Thank you for the information. You're welcome. Zacharias stares at you coldly. So far, you've proven better at managing the crusade than Galfrey. However, since you are now my student, you require very specialized advice from me. I have news for you, my student. As rumors of the death of a lord in Mendev began to spread, exiles from the far corners of Avestan started to trickle into Drezen. These exiles are the ones who kept practicing the art of death despite its prohibition. Most of them are criminal scum, but scum can sometimes be useful, no? What would you like to do with them? Will you give them your protection, or will you drive them away after impaling the heads of the unluckiest on spikes? Have you decided to serve the Crusade as my advisor, Zacharias? You need a mentor, don't you? I intend to see your transformation into a Lich through until the end. It is my only way to freedom, so you need to survive this war and come out on top. What consequences will my decision have? However vile they are, they may come in handy. More necromancers at our side means more obedient undead under our command. Besides, these exiles know how to survive. Their spells and rituals may surprise us yet. Alternatively, you can banish them and proclaim the dark arts to be the privileged domain of your chosen servants, the most talented and loyal of all. This act could inspire the rest to deepen their knowledge. After all, a single ambitious necromancer is more devastating on the battlefield than a dozen dabblers. All general. Knowledge for the chosen. The general has +3 bonus to power and a +10 bonus to energy. Ooh, they get siphon time, haste is slow enemies, haste your allies, and bone arrow. Excellent. We won't turn away anyone. All undead +1 AC, and all generals learn bold and shield and false grace. Execute the vagabonds. No. Choice effects. They should crawl back to their holes. Necromancy can only be practiced by conscripted magicians. We are not turning the crusade into a gaggle of misfits and freaks. This is wise. I too choose my servants and students with care. We are done here, student. I leave you now, but expect my return in the future.
I need to recover my strength.
Commander, upon hearing word of your victory in the Battle of Drezen, many leaders in Avestan have considered taking a more active supporting role in the crusade. Fighting demons in the name of saving the world is a prestigious endeavor, especially when the war is going well. The one whose help is accepted first will increase their standing in the political arena, which is why the powers are now competing for the right to conclude an alliance with Mendev before their rivals do. Nerosian has already chosen which of them is to be favored. Isgir. We've been building an alliance with that nation for a long time, and now the capital is expecting you to address the steward of Isgir with an official offer to support you. Lastwall is Mendev's most trusted ally. If we were to ask someone for support, it should be them, the Shining Crusade. What say we invite the Sword Lords of Brevoid to this party? The righteous Mendevian knights just love those hot-headed provincials who will drive their weapons and challenge you to a duel at the drop of a hat. And get this, they win such duels. Nerosian will be ecstatic to have allies like these, and I hope the demons will enjoy their company as well. Just a note, we happen to have a neighbor who's got barely any presence in the Citadel. I'm talking about Numeria. It's believed to be too wild and barbaric to have any dealings with. How about we show everyone how wild and barbaric tribes can fight and invite them to play a bigger part in our war? Everyone who wanted to come because they listened to their hearts are already here. Time to call those who listen to their purse. We'll drop a line to the Varisian cities, tempt them with some nice spoils, and loads of savvy folks will come running. Why does Nerosian decide whose help I should accept? Because you are, with all due respect, one of Her Majesty's subjects. Lady Konami's voice grows sterner, but after a moment subsides into a more confiding tone. And because it took great effort for Mendev's diplomatic corps to win Isgir over and ensure you will receive their help, are you confident that the allies you chose yourself will be as reliable? Let's see what the council has to say. Lady Konami's voice turns silken and somewhat condescendingly. Commander, we both realize that Mendev's political interests lie beyond the competence of this council. The decision has already been made in the capital. Nerosian has shown courtesy and concern for your authority by allowing you to implement the decision yourself. You are dangerously close to making me angry. Lady Konami looks at you fearlessly, and you are dangerously close to ruining the carefully arranged political scheme that will allow Mendev to strengthen its relationship with one of the most influential states in Avestan. I believe your tactics are far riskier than mine. I trust my own council more than the Royal Council. Indeed, what could Her Majesty's most loyal servants possibly know about diplomacy? Let us listen to the council. Sosea, why do you suggest we accept Lastwall's aid? The Shining Crusade of Lastwall and Mendev have much in common. We protect Golarion from demons. They fight the undead and the legacy of Tar Bafan, the Whispering Tyrant. Like us, Lastfolk are used to eternal war. They are persistent, vigilant, and know how to oppose baleful magic. Their swords will aid us on the front lines, and the watchful eye of their inquisitors will do much good on the home front, where the spies of the Avery Labyrinth roam. Woljif grimaces in annoyance. Yeah, we clearly don't have enough of our own righteous boars. Let's bring more from Lastwall. War dogs and snobs, a lot of them. They'll barge in here and demand that everyone toe the line. Darren, What benefit do the Sword Lords offer us? A whole slew of benefits. We'll see some fresh blood in this war. Poke the oh-so-formidable Nerosian with a stick. Recruit excellent fighters, proud as peacocks, just begging for a chance to prove themselves. And besides, this alliance can be easily arranged. Darren smiles wistfully. I used to take private fencing lessons from a certain sword lord of high standing. Fencing didn't work out, but her lesson was gorgeous. Darren, isn't this going a little far? We can't make decisions of such importance just because you had an affair with a Brevin. Lan, do you think Nymeria will join us? If we treat them as equals, they will. They may be barbarians by the standards of lands like Mendev, but nobody can call them cowards, and many of them are descendants of the Sarkoris who fled to their Kelid kin in Nymeria. We'll remind them about the time they were wronged by the demons, and whole clans of Avengers will answer the call. Lan, you are so passionate about finding new friends. Together you will, let's see, sit by the bonfire, play some dissonant musical instruments, pick your teeth with knives. What else do savages do for fun? Wow, such a jerk. We dance around naked, obviously. Sorry, I can't bring you along. They'll make fun of me for having such a scrawny friend. There's a reason why Nymeria hasn't been invited to join the Crusade. Needless to say, I personally do not share this prejudice against them, but not all sovereigns of Avstan feel the same way. Some will find it beneath them to be involved in the same crusade as barbarians. Waldron, tell me more about the advantage of a partnership with Varisia. Varisia is a real frontier, the land of the free. Adventurers of all stripes go there to seek their fortune. The sailors there aren't scared of going after sea dragons and krakens, and the thugs, they're not scared of anyone or anything whatsoever. Those daredevils fear no demon, and that's exactly the kind of guts we need. Are we looking for allies or henchmen? Even I'm aware that Varisia is a realm of gangs and self-willed despotism. And I just crawled out from under a rock, you know. Lady Konami, what sort of help can we expect from Isgir? Isgir is a nation locked in a constant territorial struggle with goblin tribes. Countless battles have tempered their army, taught them not to fear losses, and granted experience of both the military craft and the cultivation of untamed lands. The formidable combat sources would be of great use to Drezen. Would you not agree? There is, however, another reason to pursue an alliance with them. Isgir is a protectorate of Cheliax, and with such a mighty patron at their back, they have no shortage of resources or troops. By establishing friendly relations with Isgir, we can strengthen our ties with a powerful neighbor in the south. The value of such an alliance is indisputable. Lady Konami, I do not doubt that only your innate modesty forbids you from mentioning the innumerable bribes received by Nerosian diplomats for facilitating this alliance. I imagine Cheliax was most generous. However, among the funds that make their way into our army's coffers, I cannot spot a single coin of Chelixian mintage, so why should we help you? I've made my decision. It is my hope that your decision won't disappoint the Royal Council. What's Woldriff doing on this council? I doubt he knows anything about the politics and diplomacy. I can see that this tiefling possesses a keen mind, and the most important trait in politics, a complete lack of conscience. He would make a terrible leader, but he'll prove useful to you as an advisor. Yep, I traded my conscience for a chair roll back when I was a kid. Hey, what do you mean terrible? Why can't we call everyone for help? I wish we could, but we can't. The Chelixians and their colonies can't stand the Andorans. Molthun is at war with Nemrathus. Nadal and Laswar are daggers drawn, and all of them envy the wealth of Absalom, protest against the godlessness of Druma, and fear the revolutionary plague of Galt. They can tolerate each other in small doses, but an official letter from the commander summoning one of the nations to assist the crusade will lead to, shall we say, an eruption of toxic volcanoes across half of the courts of Avstan. So I'm afraid you have to choose which of your allies is most desirable to you. All right, this unlocks Inquisitors. This unlocks Duelist. This unlocks barbarians. This unlocks rogues. And this unlocks sorcerers. Technically, since I'm magic based, I want sorcerers, but actually, I plan to reject the Royal Council and stand against them. So we'll pick something else instead. You know what? I'm gonna go with... We'll go with barbarians. You know what? Let's just say I like the brutes stand in front of my army. Land. Many regard Mongols as savages too. It's time we reminded the world that nobility is not exclusive to those who use forks and bathtubs. I won't detain you any longer, Commander. I'll need time to resolve the scandal your decision will cause in the capital. Once it subsides, I will assemble the diplomatic council once more. Hail, Commander. Before you, an aged yet fit and sturdy Garundi stands at attention. His dark skin has an earthy tone to it, and crystals sparkle forth from his hair and eyebrows should be, clearly identifying him as an Oread. Captain Harmadden, chair of your staff council by order of Her Majesty Queen Galfrey, here to deliver a report. I am on this council too, Sela salutes briskly. We'll be racking our brains on how to improve troop morale. I reckon the key is to back up our words with actions. Lead your soldiers by example, and they'll be eager to follow. Drawing on my experience as a paralictor, my advice is to maintain calculated moderation in every regard, be it an incentive or penalty, and to be decisive. We have no need for doubts or turmoil. I'm doomed to be your advisor, but do you know what that means? That you are doomed to listen to my advice. To start things off, here's an incredibly novel and deep thought for you. Loyalty, passion, and morale. All of these can easily be bought with money. Commander, permission to report. We've encountered a problem. Although we're still getting volunteers, we're now seeing cases of desertion. Many who joined the Drezen campaign believe that their duty has been fulfilled with the victory, and they are not keen on staying in the garrison. Those from Kennebrez wish to return home and rebuild their ruined city. Lastly, there are those who are afraid of lingering in a place where demons might show up with a retaliatory expedition at any moment. My suggestion is to improve living conditions for the privates, raise their pay, give them extra rations, and reward those who have distinguished themselves on the battlefield with commendations and gifts. Soldiers don't want to leave armies that appreciate them. I feel for those folks, but we have to convince them to stay. I think we might get some help from the servants of the gods. They'll tell the soldiers that the danger's not yet past and inspire them to keep up the fight against evil. As long as the wound is open, the whole world is in danger. We can't just go home and live like we used to, no matter how badly we want that to happen. Most of the Crusaders are volunteers, but they have no right to subvert military discipline. That kind of attitude is tantamount to treason, regardless of who expresses it. We have to identify the instigators, arrest them, and administer harsh punishment to make an example of them. The problem is quite simply solved with coin, but handing money out to privates is practically throwing it away. We need to pay the officers handsomely, then they'll figure out how to raise their subordinates' morale. Tell me, Captain, what does the staff council do? In short, we make sure that whenever orders are given, they are executed properly. Our job is to keep the soldiers' morale high, so that they always follow their officers' commands without question. As for the officers themselves, we look out for any unseemly or incompetent types who subvert the troops' trust. I have questions for the council. Understood, Commander. Ask away. Sela, what do you bring to the council? It's pretty self-explanatory. We're not fighting for a sawmill here. This is a crusade against the abyss. When you're up against demons, you bring a paladin. It's a rule that's tried and very much true. Regel, what kind of help can I expect to get from you on this council? I have extensive experience being in command, and as a Hell Knight, I possess a firmness that some of your other officers may be lacking. The essence of my council is not to spoil your troops, but to maintain their discipline strategically. Amidst the chaos of war, a general has to be a beacon of order and purpose for their soldiers. They will be just as grateful to receive rewards or lashes from such a general, and most importantly, They won't even think to disobey their orders. Darren, what are you doing on this council? Mostly, I'm just waiting for it to end. But since I have little choice, I'll give you some advice on how to charm your subordinates, be they people of importance or simple commoners. I'll tell you the biggest secret straight away. Free. Money. Gold has the most miraculous power there is. Captain Harmadden, why did the Queen appoint you to preside over this council? I've been in the Assyrian infantry for 100 years, fighting for 3 pharaohs. Then, after I joined the Crusaders, I served Her Majesty Galfrey for 2 more decades. I dare to hope that I've gained decent experience over those years. I see. We're glad to serve. Let's discuss our options in further detail. As you command. Sela, what's your plan? The situation is not that dire. Morale is high, and we just won a major victory, so some have let down their guards. We have to call for priests and paladins to get it through to the volunteers that it's still early for celebration. If they leave for their homes today, Drezen will fall again tomorrow, and the day after, the demons will show up on their doorstep. Servants of the gods are indeed the masters of sweet-talking others into dying free of charge, all through petty words. But when the choice comes down to inspired preaching or homemade pies, 9 of every 10 will look for comfort in their homes and at their table. Their incentive needs to be more substantial than wanted breath. Regil, what do you suggest? There's no place in the army for the mindset of playing soldier today then going home tomorrow. These dangerous ideas must be suppressed with the utmost harshness. We'll identify the most vocal rabble-rousers and exact punishment on them as an example to others. They may be volunteers, but they join the ranks of the Crusaders. We can't abet in their rejection of their responsibilities, or we'll be heading toward complete chaos and therefore defeat. That's a great plan if you want your soldiers to run back home twice as fast. They came here of their own volition. We must convince them to stay, not terrorize them into fighting. Darren, your opinion, please. Our forces are in good spirits. It's just that the euphoria of victory has gone to a few heads. No one can sober them up quicker than the officers, especially those of lower rank. We'll give our dear oafs, all those sergeants and corporates, a bonus on the sly, then promise to sweeten the deal once they've convinced the volunteers to stay. Perhaps they would do so over a beer mug, or maybe even with a broken nose. Why bother solving problems yourself when you can push them off on someone you pay? Your bought loyalty will run out even sooner than your gold. Once soldiers turn into profiteers, instead of following orders, they start appraising them. They'll wonder whether or not it's worth their while to obey their general. I hardly need to explain the effect this will have on discipline. Captain Harmadden, what would you advise? The volunteers believe that we've almost won. Great. Let's not ruin this pretty illusion. Instead, we'll turn it to our advantage. We'll increase rations and pay for the privates, rewarding the most distinguished of commendations and gifts. Who would abandon the victors when they provide you with good food and even better coin? It's naive to expect the troops will understand that we would just be trying to appease them. An army cannot stand if it's held together by handouts and desperate promises. We shouldn't lie to our soldiers. If we build up flimsy illusions now, the demons will shatter them later. Those fighting alongside of us must recognize the seriousness of the situation, instead of celebrating victory when the war has just begun. Thank you. Everything is clear. What are your orders? Glory to the heroes. Which increased Crusader morale. We're definitely not doing that. Fighting the instigators, hunting down mutiny. Increase morale. Pay the officers, bribe the officers. Increases morale. And distributing provisions, increase morale. We're going to go with Regil. Find the instigators and make an example of them. Affirmative. I already have my eye on the most spirited ones. I will apprehend them immediately. Thank you, Commander. Should any other difficulties arise that require your attention, I'll deliver a new report promptly. Awesome. Okay. And I think that's enough for one video. Hope all of you enjoyed the episode today. If you did, please leave me a like down below, share this content, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next video. Take care.